Hi, everybody. My name is Ashleigh Matos. I am a lead partner advocate here at WhoFi, and today I'm excited to walk you through some of our most recent product updates that we've been emailing out about. This is a recorded webinar, so there will be a recording shared afterwards. So if there is a feature that you want to review one more time, you can watch that recording, share it with your team. Anybody who registered for the webinar, you're going to get the recording, whether you were able to join live or not. So no worries about that. As normal, feel free to throw any of your questions in the chat, or if you just want to say hi, you can use the chat for doing that. I've got a staff member, Luke, who will be monitoring those and answering as we go along. If there are any questions that are not able to be answered in the chat, there is a Q&A section at the end that we can answer those verbally as well. Awesome. So, as normal, when you guys registered for our webinar today, we asked a handful of questions about who you were and what you were hoping to get out of the webinar. I always appreciate you guys filling that out, as it helps us plan for what is most important to you guys in the webinar. So on our agenda today will be to review a handful of different features from the different features of WhoFi. So we will go through a few updates from our integration side, some updates for spaces, question sets, community calendar, and if you were live last time, we teased a soft launch of a new community platform, and that is available generally today. So we will go through that one as well. So neat little exciting update there for you. As a reminder, everything that I'm showing you today is already available in your account and included in your subscription. Passes is available separately. However, everything else will be available in your account. So let's get started. Libraries had requested that their users be verified against their ILS for good or bad statuses, and they also wanted to make sure that their PIN was verified for further security. So this feature is available in your account after you provide your ILS information to the service team. So if you're using SIP2 or Koha or Cersei Dynex or any other ILS, feel free to email our support team. We'd be happy to look into getting that going for you. So this is available in your account after we have entered in those details into your account. Let me pull this over real fast. So in here, if we go to registration, spaces, or passes, we'll see a new feature where you can turn on and off being able to verify the PIN for the library card. So if we go to, for example, spaces and spaces, let's go to edit. If you don't have ILS integration settings already added to your account, you won't see this today, but after you get that entered, it will be visible. We'll see a few options down here to validate the library card and to enable the PIN to validate the PIN in addition to the library card. So what that looks like after you have turned that on in, say, a registration form or in your Spaces booking form, on the library side, or sorry, the patron side, let's go to Spaces. We will see, let's go ahead and request this space like normal. When the patrons are booking extra time to book, it'll ask them for their library card details. So here's where we would enter in that information. So let's go ahead and fill in my information here. After we hit next, our next update for the ILS integration is that the form will auto scroll to the remaining questions on the form. That way they don't get missed. So if we hit next, I'm not going to scroll. It should auto scroll us for us down to the form to see the remaining questions. That's really helpful on registration because if you have a long description of the event, we want to make sure they fill out the form and submit it completely. So there is that update. Some of our users of WhoFi had let us know of some difficulty that they had when it came to integrating with certain websites. For example, WordPress websites. So the links in your integration page are now improved to make it easier to copy and paste the code straight into your website. So this makes it easier to get up and running with your live integration, displaying all of your available passes, spaces, and events going on at your library. So for example, if we go to Setup and Advanced, you'll find that option here under Integration. So let's move on to Spaces. When it comes to Spaces, users across the WhoFi suite had let us know that in some cases, the patrons or the end users might lose their confirmation email or they may never have received it. So the staff had requested an easy way to resend that email whenever it is needed. We'll see this in your account available today. If we go to Spaces and Bookings, let's click on a patron's booking for today. You'll see this new button here to resend the email confirmation. So that will go ahead and do what it says, resend the email confirmation. You'll get a little notice down here at the bottom saying that the email has been sent. You'll also see this option in registration as well. If we go to the registration feature here, and let's open up one of our lists that has somebody on the list. We'll go to edit this person here, and we'll see that same button here to resend the email confirmation. And if we click here, it'll resend that email. So I just got 2 emails. This is also available in passes as well for their passes reservations. If we go to edit a reservation, we'll see this button over here as well. So that makes it easier to give the patron peace of mind to receive the email, and it also makes it easier for staff to resolve those situations. There were some requests to be able to make changes to a reoccurring booking in Spaces and to make those changes apply to future bookings. So for example, if you accidentally misspelled somebody's name, you wanted to be able to apply that change to this booking and to future bookings as well. So now that is possible. If we click on my Boy Scouts one here, they come to the library every week. We'll see that this is a reoccurring event. And if I were to come up here and spell Ashleigh's name, this is technically incorrect. There's no 2 S's at the end of Matos. Anyways, if we go ahead and save that, you'll be prompted about whether or not you'd like to save this for only this booking, for this and future bookings, or for all bookings, future and past. So that makes it easier to manage your bookings and affect any of those changes where you need it. One more request was to leave the section for the extra booking questions open by default. So for example, a patron walks up to the front desk and they say, hey, is your study room number 5 available? We'll see that it is available. So if we click on study room number 5, we'll be given our normal questions, and those extra booking questions are now open by default. It was we were informed that when it was closed by default, it was easy for staff to miss. So now that that's open by default, your staff are more readily reminded to fill those out per booking. Up next for question sets is a highly requested feature about syncing information from other areas of WhoFi into your question sets. So let's go back into our testing account. Some users of WhoFi had requested that more of their efforts in the community calendar and spaces be able to be syncing into question sets. This is found useful for filling out more of your required state annual survey and to autofill in various fields into your custom question sets for local reporting. So now you can sync that data about spaces as well as summer reading programs. This is helpful for filling out summer reading surveys that may happen in your area. You'll find that this is already applied in any of your state's question sets. So if you have a question set over here that's been created by your state, we can go ahead and open that up. And let's open our facility category here. Here we go. Total number of meeting rooms, total number of times the meeting rooms are used by the public. So the sync has automatically been applied to those state question sets so that when you have meeting room questions or summer reading questions on the state's question set, the sync is already happening for you. So if you open that up, you should see that automatically happening. Now, if you have a custom question set, I can show you how to apply that to yours. If we go to your custom question set, This will be a question set of just local information that you are tracking for board purposes or the city's purposes. If we go to edit a question such as meeting room use, we'll see a field down here for WhoFi custom sync. If we click to add field, we'll see down here a drop down, and we'll see some abbreviations. CC means community calendar and SP means spaces. So if we click total bookings, you'll then be able to apply some filters to really cultivate exactly the data that you're looking to sync into this question. So for example, you'll have two filters for space type, so you can sync in information for spaces or for maker spaces. And then you'll also see a filter here for booking for, so you can decide if you want to sync in all of your bookings or only a subsection of those bookings for patrons, organizations, and more. So you can curate the sync specific to your needs. I can go ahead and show you the summer reading sync as well. It's very similar. If we go to edit this question for total summer reading programs, we can come down here to WhoFi custom sync and click add field. And we won't find a specific one in here for summer reading because it's a filter. So if we choose total programs, you'll then see a filter here for summer reading. So you can change this to yes, and then you can apply any of those other filters. Now, how does it know that it is a summer reading program? Thank you for asking. If we go to your programs and come in here, let's click on last week. If we go to extras, you'll see a filter here for summer reading. So if you check mark that box saying, yes, this program is a summer reading program, then also use that sync. It will sync only those events where this box has been checked. So that is how that works. By using this sync into question sets, this reduces the duplicate manual entries that might be happening already by hand. And it also ensures that the data is accurate and ready in time for you guys to simply generate the board reports that you need. So ideally, when that sync is applied, all you have to do is go to board reports and generate any of the reports that you need for your meetings. Up next, we will go over the community calendar. So we have a handful of updates for the community calendar, and we're going to start in our new unified view. So if we go to the community calendar, there was a large request to have one schedule that displayed all upcoming activity in your WhoFi account. One schedule that would show all upcoming bookings, events, and passes reservations. This way, your team could be able to use the schedule to find gaps in the schedule, to fill it in with programming, and to help best utilize your building, and to also manage your schedule. So in your account today, you'll see this new option here to drop down to switch it to our unified view. When we switch it to unified view, a few things are going to happen. You'll see that the events are no longer color-coded by category. They are now color-coded by feature. And the colors are adjustable. Don't worry, we'll get there. We'll see that all of your calendar events are starting to show as a blue color. Your spaces will be this sage color, and any passes reservations will be this gold color. We'll see in the filters the ability to turn on or off various different features. So if we turn off passes reservations, it will then disappear. And if we go turn that back on, we'll also see new views. So some of these are similar to the ones that you would see in the community calendar, except for this one. This is unique to the unified view. So if we look at week view, we'll see that this is where you can see, oh yeah, the Boy Scouts are meeting before library yoga flows. So no conflicts there, that's great. If we go to week list view, it will then remove the gaps, and that's helpful if you have a lot of things happening at the same time, so you can see all of them in one week list view. If we go to the list view, very similar to the community calendar, but you'll see that the spaces ones are being shown in addition to the calendar ones. And down here will be your passes ones as well. Another neat feature is the ability to print this out. So if you use this option here to print this out as a PDF, I've got an example over here. This will display all of your calendar events, bookings, your passes reservations, all in one printable PDF. And if you were to email this to anybody instead of printing it out, they can click on any of the events and it'll take them straight to the event itself, and they'd be able to register for the program if they wanted to. I guess this one's closed. We'll also see an improvement when it comes to the all-day events. If we go to our week view and get back to today, here we are. Any of your all-day events or space bookings will show up in this new header for all day, as well as your pass reservations, because passes, they might show up anytime during that day. So those will be shown up there at the top. Now, there are a handful of new settings that come with this new unified view. If we go over to Setup and Advanced, we'll see down here the option for calendar settings. And on the bottom half of this menu are some new options. So I mentioned earlier that the unified view is color-coded per service. So here is where you can decide what color each of the services are displayed as. So you can change that blue to a different color. Just remember that this is only changing in the unified view. It's not going to change it elsewhere. Another request was the ability to make the screen more legible or more accessible for some eyes. These two settings here will be able to control both your staff and patron view when it comes to displaying the items on your calendar. So for example, your calendars are going to default to this option, text on a colored block. That's where the text is showing on top of that block, depending on the color that you've picked. However, some have preferred to show a colored dot next to the text. That way the text doesn't have to be on a colored background. So for example, let's go ahead and change that there and hit save. Now, if we go back to your calendar, we'll see that it's no longer displaying in a rectangle. It's now displaying with a color dot and black text on a white background. So that'll be more helpful when it comes to being able to read the calendar. That setting is available for your staff, and you're welcome to pick an alternative option for your patrons. So if we go back, we'll see another option here for the patron experience. So say, for example, your staff have no problem reading it on a colored block, but you really want your patrons to be able to read it pretty clearly. So you can change it to colored dots with the text. If we hit save, we'll see that the calendar will revert back, because I changed it, to the rectangles with the colored blocks. But if we go to the patron side, let's do a little shortcut here and view this guy online. And we're going to change this to full. We'll see that your patron's experience will now show as the dots. So up to your preference, just talk to your staff, because once you change it for one user, it will display it for all users as well. So there is that change. If you are like some of our other WhoFi users, you might sometimes have multiple tabs open of the different WhoFi features. And some people were doing this that way they don't have to, they wanted to quickly be able to have bookings open on a separate page. The feedback was that they wanted the tabs to not all say the same thing. So now on popular pages, we'll see that the tab at the very top will say the feature that it has opened. So that makes it easier for navigating and being able to find your desired menu. Lastly, for the community calendar, well, penultimate for the community calendar, feedback requested being able to see the full calendar event for the title in the archive. So if we go to your archive, previously the title would not wrap if the title was really long. So now your titles will show in its entirety, so you can make this easier for reviewing your archive as you go down the list. For this next one, it was made clear to us that in some cases, a more custom reoccurring schedule was called for when it came to creating your programs or your bookings. So when creating reoccurring items, we'll see a new option in the reoccurring menu. So if I click on a date, we'll see here for reoccurring event, you've always had these first options, weekly, weekday, and etc. But you've got this new option here for custom. And if you choose custom, you'll be taken to a new menu where you can have more flexibility over your repeating options. This is really helpful if you have a program that happens on a Tuesday and on a Thursday. So you can make one program one time and make it repeat on a number of weeks or months that you would like. If we switch to our month option, we'll see that it makes it very clear. Do you want it to repeat on the first Tuesday or the 5th of every month? Because I chose the 5th of May. And lastly on this menu is the ability to recur after so many occurrences. So if you know it's only happening 4 times, you can just type in the number 4. You don't have to go and pick a date that you want it to stop repeating, or you are welcome to pick a date here. And then we'll also see, when we give it a second, a little preview menu of the information that you have entered. So we should see, after we update this, a little preview menu. Here we go. So you can see in text your exact settings as well as the dates that this is going to reoccur on. That way you have better peace of mind of the exact dates that this is going to happen for. So that is that new feature. This makes it easier to create schedules, such as when a program happens on Tuesdays and Thursdays, and be able to make any of those necessary changes when needed. So for example, if you did have a program that happens on Tuesdays and Thursdays, if you needed to make a change, you would make it one time and it would apply for both Tuesdays and Thursdays. We'll also see this available in Spaces as well. So if we go to Spaces and Bookings, and go in here and create a reoccurring space booking for your spaces, we'll see this feature here as well. So you can make any of those changes. I guess I didn't show you the annual option. There is an annual option as well. So there you go. All of these updates for the community calendar makes it easier to navigate the community calendar and also makes it more fun to be able to see all of your schedules in a unified view, and makes it way easier to create custom recurring schedules as well. Are there any remaining questions before we get to our next new update? It sounds like Luke might be handling the chat. So Luke, let me know if there's any questions that is not being answered. So I'll let you keep answering.
Sure.
Sweet. Thank you, Luke. Awesome. So we have a new and exciting announcement today to share with you. If you were live with us in our last webinar, we launched this as a soft launch last time so we can get some early feedback. But today, this is now available for general use. WhoFi has a new community platform, and we're calling it Community Connectors because we want to connect various different communities together. This new space is designed for library professionals and community leaders who are passionate about building strong and engaged communities. So inside Community Connectors, you'll find resources and discussions and best practices on everything from hosting events to advocating for your library's impact. So let me show you what that looks like real fast. So if you were to create an account for Community Connectors, and some of you may already have an account, you'll find quite a few different features. We have a new video library under our courses panel here. This will break out the different features with lots of various different tutorials. On YouTube, you will find, honestly, outdated tutorial videos that are a little bit longer and may not exactly answer your questions because they're a little outdated. So here in Circle, if we open up, let's say, event registration as a course, it'll show you all of the various different lessons that you are able to open. So if we say organizers, I don't know what organizers is. You can come in here and watch a short form video. All of the videos are designed to be under 5 minutes, so you can quickly find the answers that you're looking for. And below each of the videos are some pro tips and some common questions that we get so that you are able to learn more from other communities who are also using WhoFi. We'll see the ability to comment on the lessons. So if the video was not able to answer your question, you can leave a comment, and that might help other people as well who are trying to find answers for your question as well. There are over 70 short form videos explaining the different features in WhoFi, and they're all organized in these different courses. This is really helpful for onboarding new staff members hired at the library to onboard them into WhoFi, and to also teach new features to seasoned WhoFi users. I know quite a few of you called yourself an intermediate WhoFi user, but there may be a feature or two that you don't know about that is available in here in the courses. There is also a search function inside the community platform that's extra handy when you're looking for something, such as searching for what a specific advanced feature might do. So if we go to this search function up here at the top, let's say that I'm looking for some videos about time slots. I'm not really sure what time slots is. So if we hit search, We'll see a handful of posts about time slots, and we'll also see some lessons here. Oh, I guess I can't click on it because I'm in like an example. But you would be able to see a different lesson about time slots, and you can look at some demonstrations and how those are set up. Let's say that you're interested in some of these posts. If we click on a post, we'll see when it was from and some extra information there about time slots. So you can think of this as WhoFi's new knowledge base, so you can search for any of those features there. We will also be hosting our upcoming product webinars in Community Connectors so that all of the recordings are in one place. So this is the last time we're going to host the product update in Zoom. So next time we will be hosting it in the Community Connectors platform. So if you're interested in that, we'll go to upcoming webinars over here on the left. We'll see right now is the webinar happening. And if there are any upcoming webinars, you'll see them in this menu or you'll see them appear on the calendar. So you can keep up with any of those product updates that are coming up next. Lastly, we've also have a neat hub to post all of our product updates in the Community Connectors platform before we email them out to all of the users in WhoFi. So if we go to product updates, you'll see all of our product updates, just in case you missed an email, are loaded here in this platform. You'll also see the ability to vote on which of the features were your favorite. So if we go to see more, this was an email that was sent out in April 2026. So if you happened to miss the email, the post is available here for your review. And at the very bottom is the ability to vote on which one was your favorite. So this makes it easier so that we can shape future builds based off of your guys' preferences. Our goal with the Community Connectors platform is to grow it into a full collaborative hub. So soon, we plan to expand the platform to include active discussions and shared best practices on everything from hosting events to advocating for your library's impact. Whether you're looking for ideas or troubleshooting a challenge, or you want to share a success story, this will be the great place to connect and collaborate. So, if you are excited and you're on board, I can show you how you can access this new platform. In your WhoFi account, you might be surprised, it's already available as a link. In your WhoFi account, on any WhoFi page, it does not have to be the dashboard, you'll see this blue help button over here on the right, and you'll see a shortcut to be able to log in or join if this is your first time joining this platform. So once you log into WhoFi, you can click on that help section and see the two login buttons or to join and create a new account. That's available for any of your staff members. So after you've added somebody into WhoFi, you can send them this way and click join now so that they can start learning more about how WhoFi is helpful for your library processes. Awesome possum. I believe those are all of our exciting updates. I really appreciate you guys joining live and being excited to learn more about what WhoFi is putting out. If you have any questions or ideas, feel free to leave those in the chat. I'll stick around for a handful for more minutes to see if you guys have any remaining questions on what we covered. And if not, then I will let you guys go and enjoy your day. Thank you for joining. I appreciate you guys sharing your time with me. And if you have any thoughts or ideas, let me know. Awesome. I'll stick around for a little bit longer. I'll see you guys later. Thanks.